I'm researching content for videos. I subscribe to Business Insider. It's a pretty expensive annual subscription fee, right? But they have such amazing content, right? And a lot of good Uber and Lyft content as well. So when you find these diamonds, when you find these gems, you got to share that with the community, with the gig community. So it says here, a year into the pandemic. Yeah, it's true. We're in 1 year, ladies and gentlemen. Uber and Lyft drivers say gig companies are still failing them. They blame Proposition 22. Well, I don't think you can put the entire blame on Proposition 22. We'll break it down. But I do agree, and I hear it every single day, how these companies are failing us drivers, us delivery drivers. And yes, sure, they brought in Alex Rosenblatt to, up the treatment, better treatment for drivers. We shall see. We will be the judges on that, see what happens, right? And rate her, give her ratings on that. But I want to jump into this because I want to see why they put the sort of the square blame on Proposition 22. Uber and Lyft, rideshare and food delivery drivers plan to protest Wednesday at Uber's headquarters. That's good. Listen, if you're at Uber's headquarters, if you were there yesterday, or is it today? In fact, let's see. What do we have today? Today is Thursday, so maybe it's this coming Thursday. Maybe it was yesterday. I'm not sure, but send me the pictures. I'd love to see the pictures. They say the companies won't provide PPE or pay them for the time it takes to clean their vehicles. Okay, this is a big one. Let's just break this one down, and I'm sure they talk about this in the article. But we waited forever to get that first PPE. There were a lot of broken promises by both sides, Uber and Lyft and other companies. PPE is on its way. We've ordered the PPE. You should be getting it soon. No, we had to pay top dollars. No one reimbursed us to drive their clientele, their riders, right? They're not taking into consideration, hey, we are in the pandemic. You should be paying essential pay, hazardous pay, or at least paying for all of the times that you clean your vehicle. Let's say on a full working day, you're easily spending on a full day of rideshare, you're at least spending 45 minutes to 60 minutes cleaning your car in between rides. Do we get paid for that? No, we don't. San Francisco Supervisor Matt Haney plans to propose a law that would require companies to do both. Matt Haney, don't talk about it. Do it, my friend. We'll support you. Come on board. Come to my channel and tell us about that law. Let us know how we can support you in getting that law through. Rideshare and food delivery drivers are planning to protest Wednesday outside Uber's headquarters in San Francisco, California, over what they say is gig companies' continued failure to protect them nearly a year into the COVID-19 pandemic. I've been saying this weekly, right? I've been calling them out weekly on this, right? We're in essential times, pay us the essential pay. They know what extra money we're putting in to keep us, their riders, safe. If we are putting in the time, effort, and dollars to keep their riders safe, they got to pay. They're not paying. That's why people strike. That's why Uber never learns. Alex, listen to this, Alex Rosen. They never learn because it's in the culture of Uber to light all these fires, right? And then they have to spend so much money putting out these fires. And where does it go to? The upset, the anger, the frustration goes to media and social media. They're always playing catch up. They're never turning a profit. They are not learning. Have to get this Rosenblatt lady to change the culture of Dara. If they don't, they won't succeed. They said that Proposition 22, an industry-backed law passed in California in November that classified rideshare and food delivery drivers as contractors, excluding them from certain labor protections and restricting the ability of local governments to regulate gig companies, is largely to blame. Okay, 11 months into this pandemic, and workers are still asking for the most basic life-saving protections for themselves, for their families and for their communities. Sherry Murphy, a Lyft driver and organizer with Gig Workers Rising and co-organizer of the protest, said in a say. One thing I love about Gig Workers Rising, and I give them a ton of shout outs. By the way, subscribe to the YouTube channel, join their Facebook groups, pages, so you can stay informed. They are truly out there fighting for us, and they really get under Uber and Lyft skin because they constantly bring the issues to the news. Great work, Sherry Murphy. Great work, Gig Workers Rising. You know you have me as a voice in your corner, and you can always call upon me or, set up some live feeds. And if I need to ever rally drivers or workers somewhere, anywhere around the country, please feel free to use me. And they have many a times. They've sent me memos. Hey, we got this caravan going on. We got this going on. And I always give them shout outs. It's really stressful. I'm always being timed when I'm driving for these companies. And if I don't get places quickly, I can be punished. Listen to that. I can be punished. It sounds like a teacher giving you a timeout. Johnny, you naughty little boy, go stand in that corner, you filthy little brat. So it's like the companies don't care about making sure I have enough time to wash my hands, clean my car, and wipe down my surfaces. Oh, not my surfaces. Wipe down surfaces. You're not wiping your butt here. You're not going to the toilet. Lucas Chamberlain, Instacart driver and member of We Drive Progress, another group behind the protest, said in a statement, well, hey, We Drive Progress, come to me. If you want to do a live feed, if you want to get your talking points across, please, Lucas, dial in. So under Prop 22, drivers aren't paid for the time they spend waiting for Uber and Lyft to find them a ride or delivery order or sanitizing their vehicles in between jobs. Some gig economy researchers have estimated that loophole could allow companies to pay drivers for just 67% of the hours they actually work. Wow. Since the COVID-19 crisis began, Lyft has provided tens of thousands of face masks, cleaning supplies, and in-car partitions to drivers at no cost to them, and continue to provide access to these supplies today. Our most active drivers also received a free safety kit consisting of a reusable cloth face covering, sanitizer, and disinfectant, a Lyft spokesman told Insider, adding that Lyft doesn't profit of PPE. Now, I'll admit, Lyft is doing way, way, way more than Dara Khosrowshahi is, right? He's pretty tight with his money, right? But Lyft only did this very, very late in the game, and we were so many months into the game. These partitions, these free ones that they sending to top drivers, this only came 3/4 through the partition. So don't make yourself sound like the little pretty boys and the little pretty girls, and then you're taking care of the people. No, you woke up very late when your coffee was ice cold. Dear Lyft spokesman, doesn't even leave the name, so I can't call him or her out. Uber told Insider that it has allocated $50 million towards safety supplies. Right. You don't say how it's allocated, when it came, what it was spent on. No, I'm going to put $50 million aside, maybe to pay their people. Who knows, right? For drivers, and said it has provided 30 million masks and other cleaning supplies to drivers worldwide. But while California law requires most companies to provide PPE and sick pay to their employees and go to pay into the state's unemployment insurance program, Prop 22 classified drivers as contractors, allowing gig companies to save far larger amounts by not having to cover those costs. There we go. Uber and Lyft drivers last year claimed they owed $630 million in back pay as a result of the misclassification. And by the way, on misclassification dollars, when you are shopping around and talking to these law firms around the country and they make you these big promises, stay on top of them. We are not accepting little Mickey Mouse $2,500 settlements if you've done 9,000 or 10,000 rides, ladies and gentlemen, right? So you got to hold your attorneys accountable, or contact me. I will call them out. We need to get paid for those misclassification dollars. Those $630 million are owed to us. One study found that between 2014 and 2019, The two companies should have paid $413 million into California's unemployment insurance fund. Well, they didn't, so the state of California sued them. Yet another lawsuit. That's what I mean. Do all the little shenanigans, light the fires, and then afterwards spend the money on putting the fires out. Uber spokesman Kayla Whaling told Insider the company has tried to do, come on, Kayla, the company has tried to do everything we can to support independent contractors while they support our communities, including distributing PPE free of charge, providing financial assistance for those who were diagnosed. No, it's only until we bombarded you in social media, we outed you in newspapers, we brought the attorneys, that you finally started paying some pennies towards people that were diagnosed with COVID-19, contracted in your cars. So Kyla, save me the slap here, please, man. Jeez, like the way these spinmeisters, Miss Whaling, the spinmeister, see how she tries to turn this? Don't fall for that. Helping connect them to new work opportunities on Uber or elsewhere, and consolidating information to help them apply for PPP loans or federal unemployment assistance. So I have a question for Kayla Whaling. Why did you hire Alex Rosenblatt? Because you're basically admitting you have a major problem with treating drivers, right, correctly. And then she comes out there pretending that they are doing everything for drivers. So why did you hire this Alex Rosenblatt? Oh, you hired Alex Rosenblatt to investigate and to do a better job with the treatment of drivers. It starts here, by not lying, by changing your culture, by stepping in when people were diagnosed with COVID-19, immediately show up and take responsibility, right? Don't have us, contract an army of attorneys and go after you, and then you decide to take some action. Still, Uber hasn't always delivered on those promises, and when it has, it's often only done so following backlash from drivers. I just said that. Regulators, courts, or the media. I didn't read this article, right? Literally, this line here, deja vu, is exactly backlash from drivers, regulators, courts. We had to go to the courts, or we had to call on the media. Didn't I just say that? Insider reported last April that despite Uber's claims it would pay drivers who tested positive for COVID-19, the company had denied legitimate claims and even locked out drivers who requested sick pay. It was sickening what you guys did, and they pretend to be the good guys, right? No, you're not. You're not. You're not the good cops here. You're the ultra bad cops. And, there's a few bad cops. The majority of the cops are fantastic, doing a great job, right? But these guys are pretending to be the good cops. No, they're not. Absolutely not, right? Drivers contracted COVID-19 through pool, for example. Multiple people in the car. When did they abolish pool? Only late. Only way into the COVID did they decide to yank pool. They knew on day one that pool was contributing. They knew that all the time, all these months, they still let pool carry on and on and on and on, right? That people were getting contracted. In July, a federal judge in New York ruled that Uber and Lyft had delayed the state's ability to pay drivers unemployment benefits because they had played games with its requesting for earnings data. So the only thing they know, they got this little booklet called Travis Kalanick's Games, right? A TKG book, right? And they've ever since, Dara's adopted it, the rest of them have adopted it. They play these games with lives, with people's, with our lives. Wednesday's protest, yay. I wish I knew about it, I would have gone. Which Gig Workers Rising and We Drive Progress said will include a socially distanced rally, comes as some lawmakers in California are already pushing for more accountability for gig companies who rely on rideshare and delivery drivers. San Francisco Supervisor Matt Haney said he plans to introduce legislation that would require companies like Uber and Lyft to provide PPE and pay drivers for time they spend cleaning their vehicles. Do it, Matt Haney. It's a brilliant idea. We support you 100%. In the midst of this devastating pandemic, workers have gone above and beyond. I always say that. We've been going above and beyond as essential workers to protect themselves and our communities by purchasing protective equipment and cleaning supplies and spending their personal time sanitizing their cars to save lives, to save lives, to save lives. Don't forget that. We're saving lives. That has a price tag attached to us. Pay up, right? Because we're essentially like a service out there saving lives. Isn't that worth something to these individuals? It is outrageous that while delivery app corporations continue to rake in the profits, just answer that investor line, yeah, Mr. Masayoshi-san from Japan, sure, I'll talk to you. But here, they're quiet. It is outrageous that while delivery app corporations continue to rake in profits and cozy up to their investors, I'll add to that, workers are forced to shoulder these burdens while struggling to make ends meet. Haney said in a statement. Haney, come on my show and let's expose these fools. Now, I do want to give a quick shout out to Cover. Cover, Kover. Starts at $7 a month. A gig protection plan. Get it. You get 1 month free. Underneath this video, there's a link, Cover link. You get 1 month free. If you have any questions, you can click on here on the front page there. And the one that I love, again, I always say this is the legal protection. You may think you're a 5-star driver, 4.95 star driver, and everything is going smooth sailing, going wonderful, no hassles, and it takes one a-hole, one little a-hole to put a false report in, and you're out. That's where you need that legal protection. My friends, have a great day, and take the time, just take the time to add, just to add to this topic, right? Uber and Lyft drivers say gig companies are still failing them. How are they failing them? How are they failing you? Put it down, write it down, how they are failing you. Obviously, essential pay is probably the number one, right? PPE, etc., etc., etc. How are these companies failing you? Put it down so that we can hopefully get Alex Rosenblatt's attention. She can go through that. She can go through this video and let me see what these drivers and gig workers wrote. Maybe I could take some notes and march them into Darrow's office or John Zimmer's office. Please, I need your feedback. Stay safe out there, 6 feet apart, wear those masks, disinfect those cars. Hopefully with Haney's new law that he's going to push through in San Francisco, they're going to pay you. They should be paying you a fee for cleaning your cars. Thank you, Mr. Haney. Come on my show. Have a great day, everyone.